Hello, I'm Gravy Labuban, and I'm reading about the Vasco de Gama. So previously we learned about Bartholomew Diaz and Prince Henry of Portugal. Bartholomew Diaz, he was trying to make it across he's trying to make it find a new route to India, so they could trade with the Indians without having to pay tolls from the Turks. So Bartholomew Diaz, he made it all the way past the tip of Africa, but he had to sail back. And so now we're going to follow Vasco de Gama, and we're going to see if he makes it all around Africa, or if he fails to do so. So here we go. Vasco da Gama. Who would find this sea route from Europe to India and to the east? Every important sea captain of Portugal hoped that he might be chosen by King Manuel to take over the work begun by Prince Henry and continued by Diaz. The man who was chosen to carry out this task was Vasco da Gama. No better leader could have been found anywhere in the kingdom. It is true that at times he was stern and cold, that men feared his anger. He was also a man who could laugh with his sailors and who could dance a fine hornpipe as any of them. I don't know what a hornpipe is. I wonder what a hornpipe is. On a hot July morning in 1497, da Gama's ship rode at anchor off Cape St. Vincent. Cape St. Vincent. Look at the map. It's Cape Verde. Well, I'm guessing it's in Lisbon. Doesn't show on this map though. Cape St. Vincent. At sunrise, he had gone to the church built by Prince Henry the Navigator, and had asked God to bless his voyage and guide him safely to India. A long procession of priests, monks, and merchants accompanied da Gama down to the docks. Many of them feared that they might never see him again. Amidst tears, cheers, and fond farewells, the little vessels pulled up anchor and before long vanished from sight. At the Canary and Cape Verde Islands, which are near the top there, near the red line, one piece of the red line, it's just up to the west of Africa. Right there is the Canary Islands, and right below is Cape Verde. Supplies of fruit, meat, and fresh water were taken on board. At the latter, Diaz, who had accompanied him thus far and had given da Gama much help and advice, bade his friend farewell and returned to Portugal. With a blue sky above and a fair wind driving them on, the ships headed in a southerly direction. Instead of keeping close to the shore, Vasco da Gama decided to strike out to the southwest. Diaz had told him that there was difficult winds and currents along the coastal route. These da Gama wished to avoid. He hoped, too, that he might find a shorter route to the Cape of Good Hope that taken by Diaz. So he wanted to make it to the Cape of Good Hope, which is the tip of Africa, the southern tip of Africa. That's what they called it, because originally they were going to call it the Cape of Storms, but then Henry was like, nah, Bartholomew Diaz, that's going to make people scared to go there. So it's called the Cape of Hope, and so people have hope when they pass it. Day after day passed. The only things the sailors saw were great sea turtles, monster sharks, and schools of flying fish. For 96 days, the vessels traveled on without a sight of land. Food began to go bad, water became foul-smelling, and the sailors grew sickly and weak. Whoa, that's not good. They traveled for 4,000 miles over strange and new waters. Many of the seamen grew frightened. They thought that they would never see land again. They begged da Gama to return to Portugal. It was only by good leadership that he was able to persuade them to continue. The first land sight was a little inlet, which the Portuguese named St. Helena Bay. There they landed. Bands of small men crowded around the Portuguese and received them in a friendly manner. Anxious to find out if the natives knew anything about India, da Gama gave them jewels and spices. They turned their heads away and showed little interest. When they were given bells, red capes, and worthless toys, they smiled and were delighted with the gifts. I don't know, toys aren't worthless. They're pretty interesting. Imagine someone like came up to you and was like, here's a freaking iPhone. You're like, what the fuck? An iPhone? No way. Like, I'd rather have an iPhone than spices. It's just different cultures, different perspectives. After the ships had taken aboard fresh supplies of meat and fruit, they sailed south again. A terrible storm arose just as they neared the Cape of Good Hope. The wind howled, the waves dashed over the ships, and many of the sailors died from injuries they received during the rough weather. Weary and homesick, the men begged de Gama to return home, but he vowed he would throw the first man into the sea, who in future even so much as whispered of turning back. When the sea grew calm, de Gama realized that he had sailed around the dreaded Cape of Good Hope. With joyful hearts, he and his men thanked God for their deliverance. Soon the ships arrived at the little bay discovered by Diaz and named Cowherder's Bay. Diaz found this little bay. If you look at the very very south of Africa, you see it's just past the tip to the right there to the east, and that's where he found lots of cow herding tribes in Africa, in South Africa, which I think you can still find some of them somewhere. Like I think they still practice like their interest, like they have an interesting culture where they jump on the backs of these cows, and like they have a whole culture surrounding that. So if we get a chance to learn about that, I would check it out. Here, one of the ships was found to be unseaworthy, that had to be left behind. The others went on. One by one, the crosses erected by Diaz to guide ships were passed, and the little fleet headed into unknown waters. On Christmas Day, they named the coast along which they were sailing Natal, in memory of Jesus' birth, or Natal Day. When they landed farther along the coast, the Gama sailors made friends with the tribes of men who were Bantus. These men lived in very clean huts, shaped like beehives. The tribesmen were brave, fierce hunters, and brought de Gama antelopes, giraffes, and lions which they had killed with their spears, longbows, and arrows. The Portuguese gladly accepted the invitation to sleep in their huts, but the natives kept peering with wonder at the visitors with their strange white faces and odd black beards. Vasco de Gama and his men got little sleep. Farther north along the coast, at the mouth of the great river, de Gama and his men rested. They named this river the River of Good Omens. Today, we call it the Zambeze. If you look on the map on page 47, 47 is this one. Yeah, this is the page 47. You will see the Zambeze River. It's one of the 4 largest rivers in Africa. Yeah, so like right here, just a little bit north of Cowherder Bay, you can see there's a little inlet, and like just above Madagascar, there's the Zambeze River. A month was spent cleaning and repairing the ships. Many of de Gama's men were very ill. Some were dying. They were suffering from a disease which is now called scurvy. That's why we have them limey bastards to prevent the scurvies. It's good to be be a limey bastard back in the day, because you wouldn't get scurvy. Although they did not know the cause of this disease, we now know that sailors got it from not eating enough of the fresh fruit and vegetables which are necessary to good health. On these long voyages, they could only carry food which would keep, such as salted meat. In a diary, one of the ship's officers described scurvy as a disease in which the men's feet and hands swell, and their gums grow over their teeth, and they cannot eat. When the ships had been cleaned and repaired, de Gama set sail. He stayed close to the shore, and so must have sailed through the channel between the continent of Africa and the large island of Madagascar. Yeah, if you just look at the Zambeze River, follow that Zambeze River all the way up there, and you'll see it's, they had to go through Madagascar. I wonder if they actually stopped there. It'd be interesting to find out. One morning, a low-lying coast was sighted. This was the seaport of Mozambique. In the harbor, the Portuguese saw 4 ocean-going vessels riding at anchor. These fine ships were owned by Arabs. Their holds were filled with pepper, ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, precious stones, and silks, which the Arabs had brought from India. Vasco de Gama questioned the traders about India. They told him that in India, precious stones were so plentiful that they could be gathered in baskets. The Arabs laughed at the poor gifts that de Gama offered them and asked for scarlet silks and gold. When they learned that the Portuguese were Christians, when they learned that the Portuguese were Christians, anger showed plainly in the Arabs' faces. They planned to do the Portuguese harm, but de Gama and his sailors were able to escape. Later, at Mombasa, which is just above Mozambique, you see, look at Madagascar, you just go a little bit up. Oh, then you go a little bit up from there, you got Mombasa. The Portuguese were at first welcomed by the Arabs, but when the latter learned that these men were Christians, they too turned on them. Luckily, de Gama made his escape under cover of darkness before a planned attack took place. A much more friendly welcoming awaited the explorer at the seaport of Melinda, which is just above Mombasa. The Raja, or ruler, came out to de Gama's ship in a great canoe. Under a crimson umbrella, dressed in a gorgeous satin robe, with a richly embroidered turban on his head, he welcomed the newcomers. The Portuguese, many of whom had been ill with scurvy, were delighted with the gifts of food which the Raja presented to them. 3 fine sheep, fruit, meat, and fresh vegetables for 9 days. For 9 days, de Gama and the Raja entertained each other. At the end of that time, the Raja sent with de Gama 2 pilots to guide his ships across the Indian Ocean to India. The pilots smiled when they were shown the Portuguese astrolabe and compass. They declared that they had seen far better ones on Arab ships. And this was true, for the compass was first invented by the Chinese and later copied and improved by the Arab seamen. Yeah. Favored by a steady breeze from the southwest, the ships sailed across the Indian Ocean for 23 days. One morning, de Gama saw in the distance a faint coastline, and beyond that lofty mountain before him lay India, the land that the Portuguese had been seeking for over 70 years. Calicut, the city at which they landed, was then a great port on the southwestern coast of India. You'll find on the map of page 47, which is our map right here. If we go from Melinda, we follow that line past the equator all the way to the little peak there. You'll see Goa Calicut. That was the city in India that they landed at. As they approached the shore, the Portuguese gazed in wonder at the tall towers and the beautiful white palaces of the city. In the harbor were ships from all parts of the east, junks from China, dahals from Arabia, and sampans from Sumatra. When Vasco de Gama landed, he wanted to make a good impression on the Indians, so he and 12 of his officers went ashore, dressed in full armor, with banners waving and trumpets blowing. On a golden litter carried by 4 black slaves, de Gama was taken through the streets to the royal palace of the Zamorian, or ruler. It's not very good to keep slaves, but I guess it was fashion at the time. Lots of, not very good though. So, shame on you, de Gama. Crowds of curious Indians all along were taken through the streets up to the royal palace of the Zamorian, or ruler. Crowds of curious Indians all along the route gazed at him in wonder. On the streets, the trees, and the rooftops. In a courtyard of his palace, the Zamorian, seated on a throne of silver and cloth of gold, received de Gama. The Zamorian was richly dressed and wore a great crown of gold and jewels on his head. Vasco de Gama told him of Portugal and of King Manuel, who was lord of many lands. He said that he had come on this long and dangerous journey to trade and take back gems, spices, and silks to Portugal. That night, at the Zamorian's invitation, de Gama slept in one of the luxurious apartments in the royal palace. Oh, I'm going to take a quick little drink. So Zamorian's invitation, de Gama slept in one of the luxurious apartments in the royal palace. When the jealous Arabs in Calicut learned of de Gama's good fortune, they set to work to stir up trouble. I think that they more just didn't want them to use that sea route back to Portugal, because that cost them a shit ton of money. They probably make lots and lots of money after controlling that little area, through Arabia. He goes, and they set work to stir up trouble. They hated the Portuguese because he was a Christian, and because he had come to start up trade with India. Yeah, I think it's more the trade. I don't think they really cared much about his Christianity. And because he had come to start up trade with India, they told false stories to the Zamorin and said that de Gama had come to rob the city of its riches. They even plotted to seize and destroy the Portuguese ships in the harbor. In spite of these rumors and plots, de Gama traded, and soon his ships were loaded with spices from India, silks from China, jewels from Ceylon, and fine rugs from Persia. I'm not sure if Ceylon was like a vassal state of India. I wonder if that was the case there. An Indian idol of gold with emerald eyes as big as walnuts were carefully stowed away in the hold. This was a gift from the Zamorin to His Majesty King Manuel of Portugal. With their ships weighed down with treasures, the Portuguese set sail for home. Before they had gone far, the wind dropped and the ships were unable to go on. It was on that day that the Arabs had planned to attack de Gama's ship. The Arab ships, with angry armed men aboard, approached the Portuguese, bent on butchering them. Nearer and nearer the Arabs came, brandishing their weapons. At that moment, a sudden gust of wind blew and filled the sails of the Portuguese ships, carrying them out to sea and leaving the bloodthirsty Arabs far behind. By this strange piece of luck, the Portuguese vessel was saved from the disaster. It was the godly winds. The good old Christian God's farty winds. It's the breaking of the winds. God's affiliations. Thank you God for saving de Gama. Yeah. The journey to India had taken 11 months, and the journey took 1 year for. The journey to India had taken 11 months. The return journey took 1 year, for storms at sea and sickness among the crew delayed the return. Of the 170 men who had set out, only 55. Of the 170 men who had set out, only 55 returned. That's pretty horrible. It's horrible statistics. That's what scurvy does to you. It kills you. And who knows what else they were getting up to along the way. Sure, there was a lot of disease being spread around. Crowds flocked down to the harbor as Vasco de Gama and his men stepped ashore. The news of his great success traveled quickly to the royal palace, where he was summoned for the audience with King Manuel. When de Gama told his thrilling story and showed the riches he had brought back, King Manuel's joy knew no bounds. He heaped high honors on the brave captain, made him a knight, gave him a pension of 3,000 ducats. Holy shit, what is that? How much is 3,000 ducats? Let's look that shit up. 3,000 ducats. 2 USD. Convert ducat coins to US. Sure. 3,000. About 15 cents. That doesn't seem right. I don't believe that. That seems a little wrong. How much is 3,000 ducats in today's money? Between 500 and 7 million USD. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, so he's getting he's a fucking millionaire now. 3,000, and named him Admiral of the Indies. Amidst all the excitement, Vasco de Gama did not forget to go to the little chapel of Prince Henry, where he had prayed before he had set out. There to give thanks to God for the success of his voyage and for his safe return. A sea route to India had at last been found. Vasco da Gama had opened up a route, which was to be used by traders for over 400 years. In a few years, the city of Calicut became a Portuguese trading station, and Arab merchants had good reason to be jealous of the trade Portugal carried on with the East. Vasco da Gama had made the dreams of Prince Henry the Navigator come true. Oh, if we look at there's another picture here. Yeah, so if you look at this, exploring took a toll in life. 170 men set out with Vasco da Gama. Only 55 returned. Large figure here represents the number of men who set out. The small figure, the number who returned. Ooh, that's horrible. Oh, they started out like, oh, big old strong guy, and then they came back like, I'm a little guy, yeah. Oh, I got my little sword. I still got, but then they get $5 million a day. So like, who gives a shit? You know? Yeah, they're fucking balling hard. Uncovered the riches of the East. A merchant from Venice and sailors from Portugal uncovered the riches of the East. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. This is like a new section. 700 years ago, the center of the civilized world was the Mediterranean Sea. The people who lived in that world knew of... let's go look at the pictures. Oh, yeah, right here. Nope. People knew of most of Europe. People who lived in the world knew of most of Europe, a little about the northern coast of Africa, much about Egypt, and something about parts of Asia. They had heard of India from Arab traders, but they knew nothing of the rest of the world. Marco Polo was the greatest traveler of his time. He lived between the years of 1255 and 1315, and his journeys aided the continent of Asia to the map of the world. From the story of his travels, the people in Europe learned that Asia was a very large continent. In it, there was vast deserts, high mountains, plateaus, wide plains, and great rivers. They heard of many new places such as Persia, Cathay, Tibet, Sumatra, and India. They learned too of the many people living in these lands, busy merchants, skilled craftsmen, hardworking farmers, and mighty warriors. From these lands, Europeans obtained the jewels, spices, and silks they so much desired. When the overland routes to the east were blocked by the Arabs, merchants in Europe began to wonder if there was another way to the riches of the east. The seamen of Portugal were the first to find a sea route to India. In doing this, they rolled back the clouds that had hidden most of the vast continent to the south of the Mediterranean Sea, and added Africa to the maps of the known world. Sailors sent out by Prince Henry of Portugal had shown the way by sailing down the west coast of Africa for over 2,000 miles. Bartholomew Diaz sailed farther and rounded the Cape of Good Hope, the southern tip of Africa. Another Portuguese captain, Vasco de Gama, voyaged up the east coast of Africa and across the Indian Ocean, the ocean to India. On the opposite page, you'll see a map of the world as it was known after the journeys of Marco Polo and the voyages of the Portuguese sailors. Yeah, that's the map we're looking at right now. So that's the known world after all that in like 14 something. A lot of it's a big world we live in, you know. No Russia, but you know that's okay. We don't really need them right now. Merchants of Venice and Genoa and other Mediterranean seaports were angered by the discoveries of the Portuguese. Much of their trade was lost because a sea route around Africa had been found. For the next 400 years, the sea highway round the Cape was the most traveled route from Europe to the east. Oh yeah, maybe you should lower the freaking taxes to get around there. I bet they just lowered them a little bit, like they would make shit tons of money. That's the thing, right? It's like people don't realize that, like, hey, you don't raise the taxes when you want to make more money. You lower them so you get more people using it. Then you increase trade, and then you increase, tax, and you increase taxes for the people like living on land. Like, and then you could do that, and then you could like have a whole good old society. Right? You want more people coming in to spend money. As long as they're spending money, you know, it's all good. Now, adventures for the young explorer, which is us. We're the young explorer. For study and discussion. Ooh, I wish there was someone here to discuss with me, though. Why did merchants from Venice and Genoa want to journey to the east? Ooh, silks, spices, nutmeg, jewels, India. When Marco Polo traveled through Cathay, he was surprised at many of the things which he saw there. What were some of these strange sights? Marco Polo, what did he see? He saw some crazy shit. He saw like tea and silkworms and crap, you know? He's seen all sorts of shit. I don't even remember. I really try to check that video I made 3 days ago. Should be in the Marco Polo video. If you want to check that out. Examine the pictures on page 22, 23, and 24. How did the people in Cathay earn a living? Oh, that was like they were like farmers and they were sailors. Like, you know, they had little fishies, and you know they'd have little fishy fishes and stuff. Oh, so like Marco Polo, like he like, you know, traveled across all these lands, and like you saw like Tartar warriors and like the Kublai Khan. You know, he was good friends with Kublai Khan. They're good buds. He probably really loved living in China. That's why he liked pasta so much. It's probably the reason why we all love pasta so much, because of Marco Polo. Thank you, Marco Polo. I appreciate you. And so does Kublai Khan, the former ruler of China, and the grandson of Genghis Khan. Ooh. Why did the Venetian merchants stop using the caravan routes to Cathay? The caravan routes, because they're freaking dangerous as shit, bud. Imagine like you have to go through a freaking desert. It's hell. It's better to sail around. You know, it's still not the best way to travel, but you know, hey, no planes. Name 4 reasons why the Portuguese sailors were afraid to go on long sea voyages. Scurvy, sea monsters, scurvy again, sea monsters again, storms, just really shit weather, and flying off the Earth. Pretty scared of that too. Vasco de Gama and his sailors took 11 months to make the sea voyage from Portugal to India. Think of several reasons why they took such a long time to make the journey. Scurvy, sea monsters, storms, a whole bunch of shit. Like they're probably just like, you know, having sex with a bunch of people too. You know, that's what they do. That's what sailors do. So they just when they get to land, they just have sex. And that's the good old sea. Love the sea. You know, you may come back home, but the sea's your mistress. In more ways than one. Also, lots of sickness. Probably getting lots of diseases. Oh, and they were starving a bit because their food was rotten. Yeah, they're having a shit time, honestly. In the story of Vasco da Gama, we read, of the 170 men who had set out, only 55 returned from the voyage. Give 3 reasons why so many of these seamen died. Well, I just did. A lot of death. And fucking illness. And fucking falling overboard. And it's a fucking ocean. You know, if someone falls overboard, you're pretty much dead. That's why you should go on cruises. Actually, do whatever you want, but like, if you fall off a cruise ship, you're like 100% dead. It's like, I don't even bother. If you wish to go from your home to India, over what route would you travel? What kind of transport would you take? I would take a fucking plane like a normal person. But I guess this is written in the 1950s, so I guess the boat would also be acceptable transportation. I would not. Also train. Train would be good too, but I would not walk. I feel like walking would be impossible to do in my lifetime. Yeah, working together. So these are group projects now. Perhaps the members of the class might like to plan a project on the road to Cathay. Ooh, the Silk Road. Discuss first what form this project should take. A good plan might be to make a very large picture map showing the routes taken by the explorers. The class is then divided into groups of 6 or 7 pupils. Each group decides what it will contribute to make this project a success. So let's see what groups we get. Number 1, the reading group. This group may visit the local library and obtain books on Marco Polo, Prince Henry, Bartholomew Diaz, and Vasco da Gama. The reading group should be prepared to tell the class about the books which it enjoyed reading and to give the other groups any information which they might need. That's a lot of work. I want to give kids this. I wonder how old these kids are. I hope they're like teenagers, because this sounds like a lot of work for a little boy, little girl. But I guess, you know, it was the 50s, not much to do. Just play outside and do schoolwork. I'm sure there was TV too, but I guess that's only for rich people. I don't know. I haven't seen a TV before in my life. I don't even know what a TV is. Group number 2, map group. The members of this group may make a large wall map showing the routes with Marco Polo and Vasco da Gama took on their journey to the. What about Bartholomew Diaz? He's a good guy too. On it, they will print the names of the important places which those explorers visited. They will show where north, south, east, and west were on the map, and will mark in the equator. Number 3, the spice group. Ooh, spicy. Several students might obtain spices such as ginger, cloves, nutmeg. Nutmeg. Love nutmeg. I put nutmeg on everything. I put it on my fucking feet if I could. And pepper. I can't put nutmeg on my feet. I could do whatever I want. I'm an adult. I could just fucking do that right now. I'm gonna do that after the end of the stream. I'm gonna put nutmeg on my feet. They should place their spices in cellophane envelopes and staple the envelopes to the wall map. Cellophane is a plastic. It's like a clear plastic. Just in case you didn't know, I don't know who doesn't know, but if you don't know, there you are. Envelopes and stapled envelopes to the wall map, and a little story about each spice and its use should also be added to the map. Art group. A group whose members enjoy art may prepare in a small size a gondola, camels, horses, yurts. Sheep, palm trees, pagodas, junks, caravels, etc. These may be made out of paper, wood, or asbestos clay. Ooh. Asbestos clay. That's like the smartest thing to make things out of now. Asbestos. Really healthy. You should all get some asbestos clay. Attach them to the wall map. Yeah, attach the asbestos to the wall so we can all touch it and enjoy it. Yeah, let's just all rub ourselves in asbestos. It's the 1950s. It's the wonder material. Does everything with asbestos. Let's just cover ourselves. Let's just wear clothing of asbestos. The curio group. Ooh, the curios. The curios, the show and tell. The curio group, children with relatives or friends who have visited China, India, or Venice, might ask these friends to lend the class the interesting curios which they have brought back from these places. Put them on display in the curio corner. If anybody has any curios, drop them in the Discord, and we'll take a look. Drop them in that their picture section. You know, like the things to look at. Check this stuff out. That section, yeah. The play group. The task of this group is to prepare a small play about Marco Polo in the court of Kublai Khan. That sounds interesting. The costumes should be very simple, because it's early in the school year. The play should be a short one. When the project has been finished, invite another class to your room at a special time to see The Road to Cathay. Leaders of each of the first five groups will tell interesting things about their parts in the project. The sixth group will present their play for the visitors. Now here's some books you'll enjoy reading if you enjoyed this story. Books you will enjoy reading. He Went with Marco Polo by Lewis Andrews Kent. A Story of Venice and Cathay. Too Far Cathay by William C. Bagler Jr. Tales of Marco Polo. The Valley of the Dragon by Olive Price. This is a good story of the times of Kublai Khan. Pedro, the Portuguese cat. Oh, Pedro. I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm going to show that to Pedro. Yeah. I'm going to get a good picture. There we go. Pedro, the Portuguese cat by E.J. Footy. Pedro, a cat, travels to India with Vasco de Gama. Reading to find out. Living together in the old world by Cutright, Charters, Leafters. Read page 120 to 40. I'm guessing 140. You will learn about China long ago and China today. Sounds interesting. Reading for the teacher. I guess that's me, but I'm not really teaching anything. I'll read it anyway. Marco Polo's Travels by Marco Polo. No, just Marco Polo's book. This translation of Marco's book is a thrilling to the modern reader. It's as thrilling to modern readers as it was to the people of Marco's day. And oh, hey Batman, you came at like the worst time. I was just reading. I was reading the stories. I'm reading stories about Marco Polo, like the travels around, like the sea routes to China. And we're learning about like Marco Polo. We're learning about like Vasco de Gama and Bartholomew Diaz. Because I just finished reading this whole section. I literally just finished like the whole Vasco de Gama section, which is like we're at the end. This book is from the 1950s, and yeah, the book's from the 1950s, so it's like a teacher's manual. And so like I was just reading like all the stuff, all the projects you have to do. So if you want to do a project on Vasco de Gama or Marco Polo or Bartholomew Diaz, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, I know, and it sounds like a lot of fun. I could give you like a quick dirty rundown because my brain's kind of rotted, and I don't even remember what's going on. But I'll try to give you a rundown of the whole story. Here, let's get you a. But yeah, we should all definitely do a project. So yeah, we start with like Marco Polo, and he's like, hey guys, where's my dad? Where's my uncle? I don't know where they are. Oi, oi, oi! You better watch your little mouth there, bud. I'll come over there and smack your gob. I tell you what. I ain't no nerd. I'm a fucking explorer, adventurer. Yeah, that's why I thought. You get all angry from me. I'll get you back there, buddy. Uh, let me just yell at you about Marco Polo for a second. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up? Huh? Huh? Yeah. What? 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 Come at me. Come at me. Come at me, bud. What is it? What's up, Batman? Oh, you fucking got me. Oh, that hurt. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, buddy, that hurt. Oh my god, I gotta recover from that. Oh, psych. I was fine the whole time. Okay, now let me. I want to talk about Marco Polo. So if you're here for Marco Polo, then you're good. But if you won't let me talk about Marco Polo, then I'm gonna be real sour. I'll be real angry. I won't do anything, but I'll just be upset. So yeah, Marco Polo, his dad's like, where's my daddy? Where's my daddy? And his mom's like, I don't know where your dad is. And then he's like, hey, where's my uncle? Where's my uncle? And his mom's like, I don't fucking know. And then his mother died, so he's by himself. And then his uncle and dad showed up. And they're like, hey, Marco. We were in fucking China this whole time, and we were like having the bestest of fucking times. He's like, and Marco's like, no shit. And then they're like, yeah, shit. He's like, okay, bet, take me. I want to go to China. And they're like, oh no, man, it's like really far. And they're like, it's it sounds like you were there for 20 years, but like, what, but like, I'm here now. You got to meet your son. I don't fucking know you, but let's go to fucking China. And they're like, okay, Berko, let's go to China. And so they all, they'll set their little sights on China. They take I think of a map. Let me get the fucking map ready here. You see how much stuff you missed? Here we are. So, that's the sailing route. Is there a land route? Yeah, there's a land route. So, yeah, so they go from like Venice up there. So you look at the red line there. So they're going from Venice, then they go to Constantinople. This is before the Turks took over. So like this is like a very like this is when like Genghis Khan took over like literally all of the Asian continent. So pretty much everything was controlled by Genghis Khan and his descendants. So they went from Venice, Constantinople. They went to Baghdad over there. They went down they went to the little Gulf there, the Tigris there, and then they started going by land. Like they didn't go. They didn't actually go by sea, the red line. They went by this little dotted line there. So they went to. So then they're just like traveling through like Uzbekistan. They're like going through like not Pakistan, like Uzbekistan, like Persia, Uzbekistan, the Balkans, and they're passing all these crazy mountains, and it's like there's like highwaymen, there's like robbers all around them. They're like, fuck, there's so many fucking robbers, Jesus Christ. And then Marco Polo's like, yeah, we better not get killed and whatnot. And so they were traveling in a giant caravan, and then they make it to these are all mountains, like there's little caterpillars on the map. Yeah, I know, it sounds sussy, but they're doing it. They're making it through. No issue so far. They make it to Kashgar, which is like just before the desert. No, sorry, Lop is just before the Gobi Desert. And the Gobi Desert's fucking brutal, bro. It's like one of the worst deserts in the world. A lot of cool dinosaur bones though. A lot of interesting dinosaur bones. So they get there, and they're like, dude, I'm so like they get to Lop, and they're like, guys, you need to wait a sec, because like this shit's hard. This shit's brutal. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll wait a bit. We'll take our time. And so eventually they just fucking cross that shit, no issue. Like they had like a really easy time, like getting to Peking, which is like the capital of China at the time, or whatever the Khans called it. And all the while, like as they get closer and closer, like there's a people called the Tartars, which are like the Mongolians, the Khans. They were like the warrior Mongolians, and they would be like, hey buddy, you're going to see you're coming back to see your uncle and dad's friends, the great Kublai Khan. Yeah, I know. That was my reaction too. And they were like, yeah, bud, we're going to go see our good old buddy. And so they make it there, and then Kublai Khan's like, bros, my bros, long time no see. And they're like, yeah, bro, this is. Oh, there's a picture of that. 1 second. Oh yeah, so they see that this is them in their the Pamir Mountains. It's fucking brutal. Like these mountains are fucking horrible. Like they're like snowy peaks. It's hellish. It's just bad. This is where it's where Nepal is. It's like it's nuts. Then there, you can see the Great Wall of China. Wow, didn't work. Yeah, the camel. Look at that camel. Look at that buddy. He's furry as shit. It's like the furriest camel you've ever seen. Great Wall of China. I don't really. They don't really talk about the Great Wall of China at all, but it's there. Oh, the bridge of Marco Polo. So there was this. So on the way to Cathay, which is China, they're like, oh, this bridge is fucking huge and awesome. And so they just called it the Marco Polo River because like the Kublai Khan just fucking loved Marco Polo. He was like, Marco Polo was the shit to him. Oh yeah, here's the Tartar warriors. They had like little yurts. You know what a yurt is. It's like it's a teepee. It's a yurt. It's you've seen them before. They're made from felt. Yeah, so like the felt is crazy. Felt is a crazy material. Like it's amazing. I know. I like they just this guy fucking loved Marco Polo. He thought Marco Polo was the hottest shit in the world. He thought like nothing's like better than Marco Polo for some reason. I don't know. We don't know why. Like there's like nothing in the story to indicate that Marco Polo is like a cool dude. But it turns out he's just the shit. Yeah. So the wool is crazy material. Like if you felt it, like it's basically like you can make it like rainproof, and it's like super good insulator. It's like amazing. It's like a 2-for-1. So like you pack it down hard enough, it's like waterproof on the outside, and then on the inside you line it. It's like fiberglass basically, but without all the itchy crap. Well, it's still itchy, but like it won't kill you, or cut you up. And so they used to make yurts out of them. They don't really do that anymore because it's stupid expensive to make them out of wool. But yeah, they're sick as shit. Here's Marco Polo, his two uncles, and there's Kublai Khan. I'm not sure how accurate this drawing is. It's by Lloyd Scott in 1954. Yeah, Lloyd Scott in 1954. So let's take this is all in the context of 1954. Remember that we're in 1954 when we're reading this book. I found this in my grandmother's garage. So yeah, she was a teacher, so that this was one of her teaching books. Yeah, so just imagine the sentiment and the way people thought in 1954, and just apply it to this book. You missed a lot of funny words, little silly words in this that you missed. Words we think are fun. No, she was just a teacher. I don't know if I think she likes Marco Polo though. I should ask her. Thankfully, she's still alive. I'll give her a little call. And be like, hey, Grandma. Marco Polo, yay or nay? And I should probably say yay. I'm like 80% sure she'll say yay on Marco Polo. Yeah, so he's talking to this guy. He's like, oh, bro, Marco Polo. You're like, yeah, Batman, yay or nay, Marco Polo? You have 5 seconds, yay or nay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, bro. Kublai Khan has something serious to say about that. He ain't fucking with you, bud. Kublai Khan ain't fucking with you at all. He fucking hates you. Yeah. So he's like, bro, Marco Polo, really sweet. I like you. And he makes Marco Polo like the fucking he makes him like a super important person in this kingdom, in this Chinese kingdom. He's like, Marco Polo, go do shit in India. Marco Polo, go do shit up in Mongolia. Marco Polo, go do this. And Marco Polo's like, hey, can I go back to? It's been like 20 years. Can I go back to Venice? I really want to go back to Venice. I really like Venice. And he's like, nah, fuck you. You're staying here forever. Fuck you, Marco Polo. I need you. My kingdom's gonna collapse without you. Fuck you. And Marco Polo's like, well, okay, I guess I'll stay because I don't want to die. But then later down the line, Kublai Khan's like, hey, my daughter, I'm trying to marry her off to some Persian dude, or was he some Arab guy? I don't know. Let me see if I can find that. Let's see. Also Marco Polo's like really loves all like the Chinese crap. He loves the He loves the palanquins. He loves the noodles. He loves the he loves the tea. He loves the silkworms. He's into that shit. A beautiful Chinese princess, Kuka Chen. Kuka Chen is Kublai Khan's daughter. Wants to send her blah 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 blah. People try to married to the king of Persia. Yeah, king of Persia. So he wants to send to Persia. So like Iran, modern day Iran. He's like, hey, Marco, can you get Kukachin to Persia? And he's like, yes, but I'm leaving. I'm going back home right after that. And he's like, oh, fine. I guess we'll never see each other again, but I love you and I wish you would stay and I want to marry you. But no, I guess you have to go. And he's like, yeah, I'm going. Bye. So him and his uncles were like in their 60s now, like they're fucking old as shit. They're like near death because it's like the 1200s and like everybody should be dead by the time they're 70. They're old as shit. They're damn old. They're like ancient. For the time period, they're all on this shitty boat, and so like they try to go. Oh, let me go to the map because that's where the red line makes sense. Oh wait, no, that's not yet. But this way. Oh, here we are. So now they're going from Peking, which is to the right there, and they're traveling down by sea all the way to Venice. So they're going from Peking, and they go down the river, the Kingsay River. They go in there. They go near Borneo, Borneo and Sumatra. So Borneo and Sumatra is that's where the gibbons, the orangutans live, and it's fucking wild in this time period. Like there's like it's uncultivated. It's like there's fucking like just like normal like tribes there. You know, it's like it's a fucked up place. And so they have to stop there. They have to stop in Sumatra. No, sorry, Borneo. One of these places. They stop there for like months, and they erect like a fucking tower because like they're scared of the natives. Like, are they gonna kill Kukachin? Are they gonna kill the princess we're escorting? Like they're deathly afraid, and so they're there for months. And then finally, they make it to Ceylon, which is I think a vassal state of India. They didn't really explain that. They just said Ceylon and India are separate, but I don't think so. I think Ceylon's a vassal state. You have to tell me. I don't really know this stuff. And so like finally they get going, and like they're taking like a really long time. They're taking like a fucking year. Like it's like a really long journey. And finally they make it to Persia, and then they're like, hey, about that guy you're supposed to marry, he's dead. And she's like, what? She's like, what, who am I supposed to marry? And they're like, we don't really know right now, but you could stay, I guess. You are giving us lots of gold and shit and stuff from your father, so like just stay, I guess. And then Marco Polo's like, hey, peace, bye. He just abandons Kukachin there and goes back to Venice. Yeah, I know. He's like, fuck that guy. He's like, whoa. And so he's going to Venice. He's in Venice. But there's a happy ending for Kukachin because she marries one of the guy's sons. So yeah, good for him. Good for her. I mean, she marries a young lad, young spry lad. So Marco Polo goes back to Venice, and everybody's like, "What the fuck, Marco Polo? I haven't seen you in 25 years." And he's like, "Yeah, I know." And then he's like, "Hey guys, you want to come over to my house?" And they're like, yeah, your house. Yeah, it's still there. You could go back." And so he goes back to his home, and he's like, "Okay, guys, here's a big fucking feast." And he takes out these like ragged clothes. He just plops them on the fucking table, like while everybody's eating. And he takes his knife, he slices it open, and all these like jewels and silk and shit falls out. And he's like, "Check this shit out. I'm fucking rich, and you guys suck." And they're like, "Whoa, Marco Polo, you're amazing. I want to suck your little toes. I'm gonna put my let me be your servant." And he's like, "Heh, you should make noodles." And that's the origin of Marco Polo. Okay, so then there's been like tons of trade between like going through the Persian Gulf for like hundreds of years. But then eventually like the Kublai Khan, he dies, and then his son dies, and then his next son dies, and they're all like, and then at some point they're like, we're kind of weak now, we kind of suck at ruling, and so eventually they stop like taking care of like their land routes and their sea routes, and so everybody kind of takes over their own lands again. So like India takes over India, Sumatra takes over Sumatra, like normal, like normal border stuff. Kingdoms collapse. It's just what's going to happen. Like it's going to happen in America. It's going to happen in India. It's going to happen in China. Shit's just going to go that way again. It's the way of the world. We're just living in peaceful times, relatively. So they're all like, okay, it's really not safe to go to China anymore from Venice. And the Turks, they're like, hey, they kind of control the Persian Gulf now because they took over Persia, the Turkish. They're like, oh, guys, you have to pay like shit tons of money if you want to go to the Persian Gulf now. Like, it's basically not worth it for you to trade with China anymore. So just fuck off. Is basically what they said. And everybody's like, oh, okay. But then this Portuguese prince called I think it was King Henry or Prince Henry. Yeah, he's Prince Henry in like was it like 14 something or so other 13 something or other 1394. He's like, hey, guys, I kind of want to find a different route to China because I really want silk and gold and tea and shit. Yeah, Prince Henry of Portugal, 1394. He was very into like he was like really into ships and stuff. He loved boats. He was like, oh, I love the sea, I love the sails, I love to fly in the boat. I wish I could be a boat. I wish I could be a fish in the sea. I wish I was free like a fish in the boat in the sea. So he's like, guys, we're gonna go around Africa. We're gonna fucking fly around Africa. We're gonna find a place to, you know, we're gonna find a way to get China or to India because I really want silk and gold and tea and lots of fancy jewels because I'm a prince and I like this stuff. La 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 la. So that's Prince Henry. And so he starts stealing like the Arabs' nautical equipment. So he gets like astrolabes, he gets like compasses and shit, and he like starts like ripping off their boat design or spices. Yeah, spices too. Yeah, he wants his fucking nutmeg, and pepper, his long pepper. So he's like, "Oh guys, check out these things I took from the Arabs. Look at this sick ass compass. Look at this sick ass astrolabe. You could tell where you're going with this." And all the Portuguese people are like, "What the fuck is this shit? This is fucking dark magic." And Princess Harry's like, I do, I found it. I did this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I'm Prince Henry. La 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 la. And so he starts like commissioning sailors to like go sailing down the west of Africa. And every single time like they get a little bit closer. Oh, there's a map. One second. Oh, yeah, we are there. Yeah. So this is the map. So they go from Lisbon and they go like, we're gonna find this island. They find this island called near Africa called Madeira, which is still I think a Portuguese continent. And they release a bunch of rabbits and destroy the land, and it's horrible and it sucks there now. Then they go to the Canary Islands, which again they take over. Then they go to Cape Verde, which again they take over because they're the Portuguese and that's what they do. And then they start like sailing along and they erect like little crosses to be like, hey, this is where we are. This is where we are in Africa. We're this far in Africa. And they try going like, into the rivers and stuff, and they find like it doesn't go anywhere. So they keep going, and eventually like they're like all the sailors that Prince Henry sends out, they're like fuck this, and they go back to Portugal because like sailing kind of sucks back then, right? They didn't have really good boats. Didn't know about scurvy. Everybody was getting scurvy and dying. And so they went back. They're like, guys, I don't want to. They went to Prince Henry like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then our good pal Bartholomew Diaz was like, bro, I want to sail around Africa. And then Prince Henry's like, I bet, do it. And so Bartholomew's like, yeah, no shit, I'm gonna do it. I'm fucking Bartholomew Diaz. Oh, they used this thing called an astrolabe. Let me pull it up. So you put it up like to the northern star, and then like they also use sextants, where they like. Let me pull up the. Oh no, there's a picture of it. Should be this one. Yeah, this one. So this little thing at the bottom, on the bottom, that's an astrolabe. So you point it at the North Star, and then it kind of gives you an idea of where you are, like chartering in the world. It's not perfect. Like it's not like the best. It's not a sextant. It's not as good as a sextant, but it's like pretty decent. So they're using stars to travel, and their ships, the ships there, those big old wood ships. They are they have sails that like kind of swivel, and like so it's easier to sail with these than there would be the older ships. It was the age of exploration. Pretty crazy. We can look at sextants later. If you came earlier, we could have spent a whole time looking at sextants and what was it just called, astrolabes and stuff. That we could that would be nerdy. That would be like That'd be lame. Uh, Not lame. That'd be really cool. I mean, yeah. So like, yeah. So they basically just use stars. That's what the beginning of stars. When the I think the Chinese actually invented that one. They stole it from the Arabs. The Portuguese stole it from the Arabs. They didn't steal it. They bought it, and like it's like trade. There's no real stealing really. Uh, they just bought it, they got a shittier version of of the astrolabe. Okay, so they where's that fucking thing? Oh, here's a yeah. So here's kind of their islands. Here, Meridia, Port Santo, Canary Islands. Like then they also took on the Cape Bajardo, Cape Blanco. You know, they got all these capes around the north of Africa, and they're going south. They're trying to get there fast. And Bartholomew Diaz, he's like putting up crosses. He's like, this is where King and his King Henry has like a fancy saying or some shit. I don't remember what it's called. Let me find it. Sorry, Prince Harry. Let me see if I can find his little saying. He's got. I'm gonna find it. Something about inspiration and sailing or some shit. I don't remember. It was a really good saying actually. I should probably look it up eventually. And they're like going down Africa and they look over and they're like, fuck, what the fuck is that? And they see like herds of giraffes and like, holy shit. And they see like wildebeest and they're like, what the fuck? And then they see the tribesmen there and they're like, whoa, what the shit? Like they're like just like fucking wondered by all these people. And they're like, what? These guys like hunt like crazy. Like they're crazy hunters. And these guys are sick as shit. They're like praising these tribesmen for like basically like hunting down lions with like just a spear. And like they're learning about their culture and stuff, and they're like doing whatever. And so eventually, you know, they make it down to the little tip, and they call it the Cape of Storms. Bartholomew's like, well, this shit place is stormy as shit, and it makes it around. Yeah, I know, it's good. It's an achievement. It makes it around the tip of Africa. It goes to this little place where they're herding cows in South Africa, and I think the culture there is actually still alive. Like you could actually like go see them like jump on cows, and like they do this crazy thing where like they jump on cows as like a coming of age ceremony, and they get like gored and shit's horrible, but it's also really interesting. And then these cows have like big humps on their back. It's like I don't remember what species they are of cow or like what type of cow they are. They're interesting cows. I'm pretty sure they're meat cows and dairy cows. Yeah, so they're like, well, it's fucking awesome here. But once they get like past the little tip, all like his men were like, dude, Bartholomew, I'm having the worst time of my life. Please, can we go home? And he's like, oh, fine. Oh, fine. I guess we'll go home. Yeah, so they go back home and they're like, fuck. Bartholomew's like, fuck, I really wanted to get to India. I was like so close. But everybody else was just like, no, Bartholomew, we're going home. I can't take this. My kid's like 70 years old now. Like my wife's like got like 20 strains of cholera. Like we're going home. So they get home, and he tells Prince Henry, and Prince Henry's like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. But like one addendum, one little thing we're gonna fix. We're gonna call it the Cape of Hope, of Good Hope, and not the Cape of Storms, because we don't want those stupid ass idiots, those sailors that think sea monsters exist and there's fucking fire at the end of the world. Yeah, Cape of Hope, beautiful hope. The hope of fucking spices and shit and silk and gold and tea. That's what it's all about. It's all about money. The hope of money. He's like, yeah. They're like, let's call it Good Hope, so that way the sailors don't get scared and piss their little pantaloons. Yep. So they make it so he goes back and then they're like, okay, guys, it's been like 20 years. We gotta send somebody. We gotta send somebody to India. And then they're like, okay, let's send a Vasco de Gama. Vasco de Gama is like a major hard ass. He's like, I'm a sailor. I do sailing. I blah, 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 blah. I do fun allowed. Except for when he has fun. Then he has fun. And so he goes like, okay, guys, we're going. But they said we're not gonna go near the coast because apparently the coast is very. Bartholomew has told me that the coast is pretty fucked up. So we're gonna go just straight down. And so instead of hugging the coast, he just fucking sends it. He just fucking sends it to the tip of the south of Africa. And he's like, fuck. And like they're starving and shit because there's no food. Like they're not, like they have like rotten food and they have like shit water. And like everybody's dying. And he's like, oh, dude. And everybody's like, oh, I want to go home. I want to go home. And then Vasco da Gama was like, fuck you guys. You shut the fuck up. We're getting there. We're like, you shut your bitch ass mouth. Like your diarrhea doo doo farts. If you make one more complaint, I'm fucking throwing you overboard. And they're like, oh, okay, get the Gama. I'm sorry. And everybody's got like scurvy and shit. Like they're fucking horrible. They're in a horrible condition. And so eventually they make it to Cowherders Bay, and like they're chilling with the guys that Bartholomew was chilling with. And they're like, yeah, I like Bartholomew. He's cool. And it's like, yeah, me too. I also like Bartholomew. You want to stay in my little hut? And he's like, yeah, I do. And he's like, but I couldn't. And he wrote it. He's like, I couldn't sleep because all the fucking little kids were just fucking pestering me and trying to pull my beard. And he was, and they're like, it's like they're fucking touching my white skin and pulling my fucking dumbass beard. That and then so that he didn't really like it there, and so they started going north. Now they're going like between Madagascar. They're going near the Zambezi River. They're going to, and so they reach it to Mozambique, and they're he's a fucking dirty Portuguese Christian, and so the Arabs, they were like, hey, fuck you, stay away from our trade routes, fucker. And he's like, oh no, and so he runs away. He goes to Mombasa, which is just above Mozambique, and they're like, hey, you fucking little guy, I gotta fuck you up if you don't get out of here. We're gonna burn your fucking boat. He's like, oh jeez, and so he goes to Melinda. Is it Melinda? Yeah, and then finally, like, there's this guy, like the Raja's like, bro, you I've never seen you before. You're my friend now. And so like they partied for like 9 days, and they gave him like little like pilots again to go to India. And so if you see there, like there's a little black line, like you go from Melinda all the way to Goa Calicut, which was the city in India. And there he gets all the golds and the silks and the tea and the zambaz. What's he called? Zamba. I don't know. Some sort of Zamarin. Yeah, Zamarin. Which is like I guess the ruler is like, hey bro, you're cool. I've never seen you before. You're Portuguese, okay. And but like then all the Arabs like see the Portuguese ship. They're like, fuck. How do you make it past? How do you make it past our fucking blockade? You didn't pay any taxes. Fuck this guy. And so they're like, we're gonna burn his ship down. And then, but then, for some reason, so during the part of time where the port was like there was like no wind, like they couldn't sail out. They were like, let's burn down this fucker. Let's burn this fucker down. And then he was like, oh shit, we're all gonna die. But then God farted real good and blew wind into his sails. Affluviations of great godly grace came into his sails and blew him away from shore. And they were saved from them Arab traders, them Turks. And he made it back. But this time it took a fucking year. It took him a year to get there. Back to Portugal. Even though it took him like 10 months to go, it took him like a fucking year because apparently the weather was just so shit. The weather was such horrible weather that like half of them died. No, more than half of them died. Like here this picture. It's a silly little picture. Exploring took a great toll in life. 170 men set out with Vasco da Gama. Only 55 returned, so less than a third. So that big guy is the original ship. This little guy is the smaller ship. Is what they returned with. So this is like 175 people, whatever. This is the 55 people. Small little guy. So it's like, oh, I'm Vasco da Gama. I'm 175 people. And then he returns. Oh, hey, Vasco da Gama. I'm a little guy. I got my legs cut off. I'm a little guy. La 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 la. But I have lots of money now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he goes back to Portugal. He's like, hey, oh, and there's a new king because Prince Henry's fucking dead as shit. There's a new king. He's called King Manuel. And King Manuel's like, bro, what you got? And he pulls out this big fucking hunk of gold statue shit from the Zamarin. He's like, dude, check this out. And he's like, bro, that's sick as fuck. And and he like gives him all these silks and all these jewels and all this shit from India. And all this tea and crap and spices and nutmeg and pepper. Yeah. And they're like, he's like, fuck yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna give you 3,000 ducats a year and make you like the fucking czar of India or some shit. And he's like, yeah, 3,000 ducats is like $5 million. It's like a lot of money every year. And so that's Vasco da Gama. That's the story. That's the story that you missed. You're welcome. What would you think, Batman? What'd you think? I thought so too. I agree. Yeah. This is not really much after that. Oh, then there's like the little, because it's a teaching book. There's like little study things. So if you want, you can make a sculpture of some of the boats out of asbestos clay. If that would interest you. Those hoe-ass pants. Yeah, they are fucking hoe-ass pants. Hoe-ass pants. So one of the things you could do after I just taught you about the Portuguese sailors and Marco Polo, you could do a play. You could make a play about Marco Polo and Kublai Khan. You can make a map of Marco Polo and Kublai Khan's, not Marco Polo and Vasco de Gama's explorations. You can make sheep, palm trees, pagodas, junks, and caravels, which are types of boats, out of asbestos clay. Yeah, well, gibbons are 3 feet actually. Like I think they're like, what is 3 feet in 3 feet to meters? Yeah, so gibbons are actually exactly 3 feet. So joke's on you. It's true. That's just reality. Yeah, so Batman, you have a mission. You have to first you have to find asbestos clay, which good luck, bud. Then you have to not die. That's number 2. And then you have to make a fucking ship out of clay. Or you can do a play. Or if you feel like, if someone's ever been, if you know anybody who's been to India or Venice or China, ask them for like trinkets and shit, or like a little trinket, or a curio, as they called it in the 50s, and put it in the Discord. Put a little put a little thing. If you want to do that, you're more than welcome. Those are your options. And if you don't do it, you're gonna get 0 marks. I don't know where you live, India. I guess India or China or something, or Venice, or one of the places where you can get fucking curios from the place you were talking about. So you're being a little snide about it, little snide little guy. Open the world map. No, that's the wrong picture. Here we are. That's the known world. This is our world map. This is all we know that exists right now. This is our world. Okay, so Europe. Okay, so there, you see Africa. There's the Indian Ocean. That little thing right above the where it says Indian Ocean is the equator, and just above the equator is India, and the little island next to it is Ceylon. If you go to the left, a little thing that's been, I know, but that's besides the point. If you go to then if you go up and to the left, that's the Arab Peninsula, kind of sticks out right next to Africa, and to the left of that is Africa. And just below to the, a little bit down and to the right there is Madagascar, and just above Africa is Europe, good old Europe. And the little boot, there's Italy, the little thing that sticks out to the left of Europe, that little octagonal thing, that's Spain and Portugal. And that the ocean there, a little water there between Africa and Europe, that's the Mediterranean. No, we don't have those here. This is our only map. We can't look at the real map. We live in the 1950s. There is no such thing as the world map. Everything is Soviet Russia and America, and the rest is Europe and Africa and India. That's where we live. Okay, let me get a fucking map open 1 second. Let me get a freaking map. Yeah, sure, why not? I don't see why you can't do that now. I'm pretty sure you can marry multiple women if you go to like Salt Lake City or something. Map of the world. Map of the world. Block. World map. Clickable. Heard they used to get more than a wife in 20th century. Nah, not really. Most people only had one wife. It just depends where you live. Here, let me window capture. Properties. Here we are. Okay, I got your map open. Now tell me where you want all your wives. Where do you want these wives, Batman? I'm going I can only click on it. I can't actually zoom in. There's no zooming in. You're gonna have to, was it like Nepal? You in Nepal or something? In India? You just gotta like, you gotta give you a different hint. Yeah, I know. We live in the 1950s here. I got DOS OS going on here. So I have to program it myself. There's no mouse. I just type everything. I'm on the border of India and China. Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan. No, that's not the border. Yeah, don't dox yourself. That's a good idea. The border of India and China. It would be Nepal, no? Let's see. Yeah, just Nepal there. Or Pakistan or something. You don't tell me where you are, because that's a bad idea, especially on a stream. Even though like Asia's a pretty big place, so. Oh yeah, I guess I'll never know. I think I could sleep at night knowing that I'll never know. I'm okay with that. The question is, will you be okay with that, Batman? Can you live in the darkness knowing I'll never know? Will you be able to live with yourself? I don't think so. I think I win. I didn't think you were from Pakistan. I was guessing like Nepal or something, or just India flat out. Okay, where do I live? If you guess right, I could just like not publish the stream. It's not a big deal. Well, actually, it is kind of a big deal because I really want to. Oh no, I could just put it on YouTube. It's not a big deal. I can edit it. Tell me where you live. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Oh shit, you doxed me, but you got me good. Fuck. I gotta delete everything now. Yeah, you're such a shit. You just fucked me over. Oh jeez. I'm sad now, jeez. Frick. Okay, goodbye streaming. I guess I'll never do this again, and hasta la vista, baby. Okay. Yeah, dude, you're like you're fucking Sherlock Holmes up in here. I never expected that. Well, I could literally, I could see where you're streaming. I can actually, I know exactly where you're from. In the analytics on Twitch, it tells you where you're from. So, tough shit, bud. I already know. I won't dox you. I don't want people knowing where you are. It's ambiguous. Okay. Oh, to be honest with you, Batman, it's past my bedtime. You got me monologuing past my bedtime, Batman. I need to. Yeah, I know. I know. I was just you just got me going. I was so enthused about whatever the fuck his name was. What's his face? Marco Polo? No, the Gama. Yeah, whatever the fuck. I was really enthused in De Gama, so I'm I'm gonna have to go to bed soon. I'm gonna get in trouble. My parents are gonna drive 30 minutes and they're gonna knock on my door and be like, go the fuck to sleep. Fuck you. I knew you were up. I knew you were up this whole time. I told you no video games. No, you can't. You gotta go to sleep. And I'll be like, no, I wasn't playing video games. No, Marco Polo's a bro. Marco Polo's a bro. He wouldn't beat my ass. De Gama might beat my ass. I feel like De Gama would beat my ass. I'm a complainer. I would complain as soon as I was on that boat. He would throw me overboard. I'll get rocked hard by De Gama. Oh, Gama even sounds like an evil. Yeah, I know, he does sound kind of evil. Most of the Portuguese are kind of evil, to be honest. A lot of evil people in Portugal. I've been to Portugal, and that's actually not true at all. They're very nice. Everybody there was like super duper nice, like weirdly nice. Even the ones that couldn't speak English, they just want to hang out. Everybody was really cool. You should actually go to Portugal. Yeah, they did. They took up a lot of places. Portugal they were a major force because of what's his fucking name, Prince Henry. Henry kind of started that whole thing about conquering and shit. They're fucking crazy, Portugal. But yeah, they're now if you want to go, I would definitely go. Just stay away from Lisbon. So it's kind of a shit show there. But like literally anywhere else, like if you go into like the mountains of Portugal, if you go like go in plains of Portugal, everybody's just like a fucking bro. They'll just want to hang out with you. And the dogs are chill. The street dogs are chill. Like everybody's chill there. You should go to Portugal. I recommend. It's like way cheaper than Spain. It's way cheaper than France. You should head to Portugal. It's an awesome trip. Oh, the food's amazing. Like it's all Mediterranean food. I'm sure you have good food where you are too, but like it's always good to try something different. That's true. Ronaldo. Which Ronaldo though? There's like 10 Ronaldos. All soccer players. Cristiano Ronaldo? Ronaldo. OS. No, there's other Ronalders. There's one that did crack and cocaine. There's one that had a funny haircut. I think there's one that bit somebody. But yeah, we're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, it's just you keep saying that, but like my ass is still unbeat. I've never lost a fight in my life. That's actually true. I've never actually lost a fight, so you better watch out. Okay, I've never lost a throwing hands match. A little slapperoo. Yeah, it's unbeat, and it's forever gonna be unbeat because you ain't got shit on me, bro. I got like the pugilism spirit in me. I got the dog. I got that dog in me. That's true. You have never lost a FIFA World Cup. Congratulations, Batman. You're sick. You're sick as fuck. Yeah. But who would wanna fight little old me? I'm only 3 feet tall. It's like being a disabled person. Think about it. Would you want to beat up a guy in a wheelchair? No. Exactly. It'd be like depressing. It's like, have you seen that video of like what's his name? That little guy, like Hasbullah or something, and like they're kind of like they're like fucking with him. Oh, I'm like mid-20s. I'm old as shit. I'm freaking old, Batman. I'm too old to be streaming. I should be married with a job and a wife and a child. But no. Yeah, that was really funny. He was like kissing him and stuff. That's such a funny video. He's like, oh, he's a cute little guy. He's like, and he's like, no, stop it, no. It's such a funny video. Oh, there is. It's like 18 to like 30, and then you're done. Once you reach 30, you're washed. You're dead in the dumps. You gotta pack it in. You're no longer spry. You're pulling out your gray hairs, and it's like you're just like, oh, what am I doing? Yeah, you're washed out. You're nothing. You have to crash out before then though. I'm gonna make sure. I tried crashing out earlier this week, but it didn't work. So I'll try crashing out when I'm 30. That's what I'll do. I'll try, but I'm not really good at crashing out. I got that dog. That tenacious dog. Don't test me, Batman. I'm a wild animal. I don't know, like 16 or something, 14. I don't know. All the cat memes is like throwing me off. I can't tell if like you're an alpha or Gen Z. Nah, man, I'm a fucking gibbon. Look at I ain't no rat. I'm smart like rat, but I ain't built like rat. I'm like built like a New York rat, if anything. Like a fucking super rat in your sewers. I'm not judging you. I'm just placing you in an age range. I guess that's judgment. I guess I am judging you. I am judging you for cat memes. But it's not malicious. It's just matter of factual. Oh. Yeah. No, I admitted it. I admitted it, Batman. I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hippogriff. I'm a Harry Potter hippogriff. Oh, that's a good question. Have you watched Harry Potter? I'll know your age right away if you've watched Harry Potter. Bro, it's like 2020 something or something, whatever. I don't remember. It's okay to be a nerd ass bitch, but you could be smart and intelligent and wonderful and handsome and beautiful and just be part of the nerd world. Bro, you didn't watch Harry Potter? You're fucking a teenager. You're like 14 or some shit. What do you mean hang on? I'm hanging. I'm gonna I'm hanging by a thread here, bud. What is it? No, I'm like yeah, because I'm like it's you got sometimes you gotta like fire yourself up, be like you're the best person in the world in the mirror. You gotta look at yourself in the mirror, and be like, wow, you're the best. You just gotta lie to yourself sometimes. And yes, I am the most handsome guy in the world that I know of. I'm so delusional. No, sorry, I'm not delusional at all. I'm super sane. I've been sane my whole life. I've never once gone psychotic. Oh, bro, you're what a fucking dig. You got me. Oh shit, bro. I wish I was you. I wish I was. I wish I was you. I wish I was as handsome as you. But no, I just have to I'm like Snow White or Maleficent or whatever, and like looking in the mirror, I'm like, fuck, who's the fucking prettiest little boy of them all? And I'm expecting me, my 3 foot self, because by little I mean just being short. I don't mean like a I don't mean like a young person. I mean like just like a small guy. And I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, who's the prettiest little guy? And then I see Batman. I just see the name Batman pop up. I'm like, fuck, I fuck this guy. I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna cry my whole self to sleep because this Batman guy's in my magic mirror. Maybe a poison apple. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna give you 2 poison apples. Better watch out. Don't eat any apples, Batman. Don't eat any apples from Canada because they're gonna be poisoned and put you to sleep. And so then I won't be the most handsome, but you'll be asleep. So like basically I'm like technically not technically, but I'm like basically the most handsome. That's just how it's gonna go. Sorry, Batman. I'm sorry, but I have to do it to you. I'm very insecure. I need to do it. You have a DC server, bro? I don't know what that means. DC? Oh, Discord. Yeah, I have a Discord. It's in the description or something. Yeah, see, I'm old. You gotta lay it down for me good. Yeah, it should be like in my like in the about part where it shows like links and stuff. Like that should there be like a little Twitter. There should be a YouTube. There should be a Discord. Join the Discord, bud. we'll get you in there, and then we'll like you'll post your clay, your asbestos clay sculptures. Okay, good. I need your asbestos clay sculptures in my Discord. We gotta get you all we gotta get you all good, you know. Yeah, we get Batman. You gotta fucking make asbestos ships. I told you the whole story of Vasco de Gama, Marco Polo, all that crap. The teacher manual says right here, you gotta make a fucking, okay, yeah, here's your options. You can make a map. You can make a map showing where Vasco da Gama did, where he went. You can't use the map that I use though. You can't copy paste that. You have to make your own map. You might like this actually, Batman. Spice group. Several students might obtain spices such as ginger, cloves, nutmeg, and pepper. They should place the spices in cellophane, specifically cellophane. If you can't find cellophane, you're not allowed to do it. Envelopes, and staple the envelopes to the wall. Map. Application pending. Oh, let me fix that for you. It's just a. Let me get you in there, bud. Approved. Here you go. You're approved. Yeah, I don't really know how to set up a Discord server, so you're just gonna. Oh, jeez, you're just gonna have to deal with it. I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. I'm just fucking flailing around. You better have that fucking. Okay, so yeah, so Batman, you better get some cellophane and get some spices. Get some good old. You're in a good spot for spices. So like get like some really interesting like long pepper. Get some like good taste in nutmeg. Like get some good shit, bud. And staple it to your wall. Get a map and staple it to a map on your wall. And I don't want to hear any excuses too. I want you to do it. You better do it. No quitting here. Let's see. You can make ships too out of clay. Oh, and art group. Yeah, that's the clay one. Reading group. I don't want you to read. I feel like that's basically asking you to read like a whole fucking novel. So I'm not gonna make you do that. So you better get your fucking spices. This is not an option. You will not be able to pass. What grade is this? I don't even think it says a grade. I guess it's like third grade or something. No, because you have to be able to read really good, like fifth or sixth grade. You're not allowed to pass like fifth or sixth grade, unless you staple some spices to a wall. You get me? Understand me? We good? We good, my bro? I need a response, buddy. We can't have you failing the class. Can't have you failing the class there, bud. No hmms. It's a yes or a no. And if it's a no, you fail. So it's a yes. You only have one option. I want to see some spices stapled to the wall. You have 1 week to complete your assignment. Do it. I'm not asking again. Now I'm being stern. I'm being stern with you. Oh, bro, it's fucking late as shit. You're keeping me monologuing, Batman. You're fucking with my head. Let's Oh yeah. Sure, buddy. Sure, buddy. Sure, you did. It's excuses, my dude. You gotta. And what? You didn't give me an answer about your assignment. I want to see some spices in a cellophane bag. One's that Marco Polo or Vasco da Gama, it's gonna bring to Portugal or Venice. All that stuff. Nah, my internet's good. No, it's at like 6,000 kilobytes per second, which is like the max. That's a max Twitch can do. No, it's okay. You just here are the options, right? Like it was like ginger, nutmeg, pepper, and just easy spices. If you could get like full nutmeg and like get like a grater and grate the nutmeg, it tastes really good. It's just good to have like a big like a little nut of nutmeg with you. Like I guess like a gift for your mother. Like, hey mom, I got you some nutmeg. I bet you'd love that. Okay, buddy, I need to go to sleep because it's now 30 minutes past my bedtime and I'm gonna get cranky if I don't go to sleep. I gotta go cuckoo. I'm gonna cuckoo bananas if I don't get my sleep, and I'm gonna yell at people at work, and then I'll get fired, and that I won't be happy. So I need to go to bed, Batman. Oh, okay, I'll see you. Yeah, thank you. I hope so too. You're so kind to me, Batman. Thank you for sticking with me and whispering such sweet words into my ear. Yeah, see you, bud. And don't forget the spices. Make your mother proud. Good night.